Hey there, I saw some astralite guides on YouTube and I didn't find them quite up to par, so I'm gonna make my own for everybody. I am gonna have a spreadsheet. I rated with it for today because we did get a patch, as you can see here, that lowered the random amount you need for getting the specific color. This one doesn't really matter, it just makes it faster to get the max profit out of the planting crops, which is nice. But the big one is that fish keeping levels and the fish keeping yield has been increased. So if I press T here, Blinko was on 2.2 at level 5 before, now it's on 2.7. This was on 2.5 kilos before, now it's on 3 kilos, and so forth. Obviously, when you level this, it's gonna go from 3 kilos to 3.5, and this is gonna go from 1.9 to 2.4. From my knowledge, it should be the same as Blinko fish. They should all go up by 5. And that is what the spreadsheet is gonna be calculating. I haven't made the most profit, as you can see here. I am at almost 600k only, which isn't crazy. I have 200k for the week. And my homing levels are not optimal because obviously today's patch changed quite a bit of things. My budget is gonna be 300k, so I don't think anybody has 25, but I am gonna update the spreadsheet once we get higher budget increase. For now, it's at 300k. So I'm gonna show you the spreadsheet now and we can go over it. I kind of want to speed run this. The most important part on this spreadsheet is gonna be the total weekly profit on 1.2x. I assume nobody is selling anything that isn't 1.2x. The only things you should be selling are the ones on 1.2x. The daily profit here doesn't really matter. You do not need to look at that. The only reason to look at daily profit if you only have 1 or 2 days to play Nikki in the entire week and you cannot reach the weekly budget. That's the only time the daily profit is useful. If you're reaching the weekly budget every week, you only want to be looking at these two over here. So what's the difference between total weekly profit and max weekly profit? So this is assuming you're using random fragrant cup planting, and this one is assuming you're only using crimson fragrant cups planting. So this is gonna be the highest value, and this is gonna be the random value. For Blinko fish, this is gonna assume that you are at 2.2 kilos, and this one assumes that you have max proficiency level. So it's gonna assume that you are getting 2.7 kilos per fish instead of 2.2. That's the difference. So depending on your fish level, if it's 1 or 5, that's gonna depend on which one you look at. We are gonna look at the max profit here. As you can see, a lot of them are very close in proximity. So why is this one red and this one is green? Well, over here you can see total harvest. This is 96 harvest a day. And this is 16. So obviously, I do not recommend planting fragrant cups because who's gonna sit in the Nikki home and plant every 10 minutes? Nobody's gonna do that unless you have an ungodly amount of time. It's way better to only plant 16 times a day, once every hour, for the Blinko fish when you're getting the same amount of profit. So that's just to explain the price. Obviously, these here you're getting 111k less profit a week, but you only have to plant them 3 times. So if you don't have enough time to plant 16 times, these are good alternatives. Obviously, I don't really recommend this one, the liner tip. And maybe I should make this red, but it's gonna stay yellow for now, I think. Because this is just a better version. I'm gonna make it red. because I don't think it's good. You should just do the lipstick fish only. It's only 3 harvest a day, and this is 5, and it's less money, so I wouldn't be doing this one. So yes, you can see the recommended here are gonna be Blinko fish is the recommended. The other recommended is Puff Bloom. The next recommended is Punpoom Bloom. And then the next recommended is Aroma Fin. So what this means is what, like this profit margin is what gonna decide what things we level in our homing ability. So the one thing to talk about here is the Puff Bloom and the 1.2x. As far as I know, 1.2x first chooses a homing ability and then chooses the crop. So let's say it chooses planting, then it looks at your planting. If you're planting level 5, it can choose either Puff Bloom or Twinkle or Tinkle Tree, as far as I know. And if you lose the 50-50, you're gonna make half the profit this week than you would if it choose Puff Bloom. I was level 5 the first week in planting, and on week 2 I got Tinkle Trees, and it was awful profit, but luckily I got Blinko Fish, so I just ignored Tinkle Trees and only did Blinko Fish. So level 5 planting is not recommended, because Tinkle Trees is way too bad, and you do not want to lose the 50-50 on the 1.2x. So instead you can see Pun Bloom is the same profit as Puff Bloom, but when you are level 7, this is the only option it can choose, so you are always getting a good option, which is why level 7 is recommended for planting. With that explained, let's see the recommended leveling order. It's gonna be Plant 5, Star Catching 5, Plant 7, Construction 5, Animals 5, Star Catching 10, Construction 10, Animals 10, and then Fishing 10. The reason we level fishing last is Blinko fish is by far the most profitable thing until level 9. And you don't want to speed run fishing all the way to level 9, because that's going to take a long time. You're not going to get the budget increases. So therefore, it's better just to stay fishing level 1 and level your other homing abilities so you can get the budget increases and make more profit weekly. So therefore, fishing level 1 is recommended until you have leveled everything else, as you can see here, to first you level everything else to 5, then you level everything to 10, and then you level fishing. That's what I would recommend. So you can see fishing level 7 is okay. If you do want to sit on fishing level 7, you can. It's going to be slightly less profit, but you're going to save some time. So you can go to fishing level 7, but I do not recommend sitting on level 5. If you want to go fishing level 7 early, you can do it here. I will put it in fishing level 7 if you want. I'll put it in here. So you can go fishing level 7 here if you want. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting on planting level 7 and fishing level 7, because those are by far the best profit margins you're going to get while you level the other abilities. And that's basically everything. That's all you need to know. Hope you enjoy, and good luck making money.